Good morning, student. I am Manju Subba from Karma Kingdom Smart Education. Today I am going to teach you mathematics of first and second class, and the topic is subtraction. Okay, student. Today we are going to learn about subtraction. Okay, student. In this chapter, we are going to learn about introduction to subtraction. In this chapter, we are going to learn about, at first we will learn the introduction of subtraction. After that, after learning introduction to subtraction, we are going to learn subtraction of two-digit number. Now we are going to learn about, or in this chapter, after learning introduction to subtraction, we are going to learn subtraction of two-digit number, and at last we are going to learn about properties of subtraction. Now we are going to learn about introduction to subtraction. Introduction to subtraction. Subtraction means to take away. Subtraction means to take away. Okay, student, subtraction means to take away, or it is a process, or subtraction is the process of finding. The subtraction is process of finding the difference between two number. The difference between two number or quantities. Difference between two number or quantities. Okay, student, subtraction means to take away. Subtraction means to take away, or it is a process by which we can find the difference between two numbers or quantities. It's called subtraction. Okay, student, subtraction means to subtract something from something. We usually subtract small things from big things. For example, if you have six toffees, suppose you have six toffees, so you have to share your toffees with your sister. So how many you will give to your, if you give two toffees to your sister, then how much you will have left? Just tell me. At first you have six toffees, right? So you give your sister two toffees. So how many left? 4. That means you have 4 toffees, right? You have 4 toffees left with you. So it's the process of it means, what I'm trying to understand you, that is, subtraction means to take away. That means your sister take away 2 toffees from you, and the remaining is the difference, that the remaining toffees is the difference of that you have 6 toffees and your sister take 2. So it means 6 minus 2, or 6. When we subtract 2 from 6, we will, how many will remain? That is 4, right? So subtraction means to take away, or it is the process of finding the difference between two numbers or quantities. It is a process of finding the difference between two numbers or quantities. Okay, student, the symbol used for subtraction is, everyone look at the screen, see, the symbol used for subtraction is, right, I write this symbol in a red color. See, mark in a red color. This is called, we read this symbol as minus. We read this symbol as minus. So the symbol used for subtraction is marked in red color, and we read this symbol as minus. So we have to use minus while subtracting, while subtraction. Okay, while the process of subtraction. Okay, student. Now we are going to learn about subtraction of two-digit number. Subtraction of two-digit number. Two-digit number means, the example of two-digit number is 1, 0, 10. Like see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is one-digit number. This is not two-digit number. Okay, after 9, 10, right? 10. From 10 the number is, all the number is 2-digit number. Okay, digit number, 2-digit number. Okay student, so the example of 2-digit number is 10, 1 to 12, 2 3 23, 4 4 44, 5 0 50, 6 0 60, and till 9 9 99. Because after 99 there comes 1 0 0 100, which means 100 means 3-digit number. Okay, now we are going to learn about subtraction of 2-digit number. Okay student, for example, we'll see some example of subtraction of 2-digit number. Okay student, so first we will subtract 25 from 78. We will subtract 25 from 70. Okay, first make a place value chart. 2-digit number usually the ones and tens, right? So make only two place value chart. That is one for ones and the second one for tens. So the first step of subtraction of 2-digit number is subtract the ones. First you have to subtract the ones. That means after making place value chart, you have to place the number there. So first, in the first row you have to write the bigger number from where we are subtracting. Like in subtract 25 from 78, so 70 is a big number, so we have to write 78 in first row. Okay student, so after that we have to write 25, because 25 is a number which are subtracted from the big number. So see, subtract the ones. So in the number 78, there is the digit 8 is in ones place, right? 8 is in ones place. In the second number, that is 25. In 25, 5 is a digit which is present in ones place, right? So this step is subtract the ones. We have to subtract the ones. So it's clear that we have to subtract 5 from 8. We have to subtract, see, 8. So we have to subtract 5 from 8. So see, how many numbers are remaining? How many fingers are left after subtracting 5 from 8? 3, right? So write 3 in ones column. So write 3 in ones column. We come to know that while subtracting 5 from 8, we got 3 as a difference, right? So write 3 in ones column. So you have to write 3 in ones column, and we complete the first step. Okay student, now the second step. Step 2. The second step of subtraction of 2-digit number is subtract the tens. We have to subtract the tens. That means we have to subtract the tens. Okay student, subtract the tens. That means in tens, in the number 78, we come to know that 7 is a digit which is in tens place, right? Which is in tens place in place value chart. So in 25, 2 is a digit which is present in tens place in place value chart, right students? So from that we come to know that we have to subtract 2 from 7. So see, this is 7, right? This is 7. So we have to subtract 2. So how much remaining? How many? See, we have to subtract 2 from 7. See, we have to subtract 2 from 7. So how many fingers are left after subtracting 2 from 7? Obviously 5, right? This is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So write 5 in tens column. So write 5 in tens column. Okay student, so write 5 in tens column. So thus, while subtracting 25 from 78, we got 53 as a difference. So we got 53. So we come to know that while subtracting 25 from 78, we will get 53 as a difference. Okay student, now let's revise subtraction of two-digit number. We learned that the subtraction of two-digit number. So for this subtraction of two-digit number, there is a step. There is two steps. So the first step is subtract the ones. First we have to make the place value chart of ones and tens, because we are only subtracting two-digit number, right? So while subtracting two-digit number, we have to make place value chart. One for ones and second for tens. So we have to place the number which are subtracting, or which are from where we are subtracting, from which number we are subtracting, or the which number which are subtracting. We have to place this both number in place value chart. At first we have to write the big number from where we are subtracting. Okay students, so the first step is subtract the ones. We have to subtract the ones from the place value chart. Okay, after subtracting the ones, the second step is subtract the tens. Subtract the tens, that means we have to subtract the tens. That means we have to subtract the digits which are present in tens place. So this is the process, or this is the step of subtraction of two-digit number. Okay student, I hope you all have understood the subtraction of two-digit number from this example. Now we are going to see another example of subtraction of two-digit number. Okay, now subtract 78 from 89. For solve this question, we have to make a place value chart, right? First we have to make a place value chart, that is for ones and tens. So ones and tens, because two digit means one for ones and second for tens. So subtract 78 from 89. Subtract 78 from 89. Step 1. The first step is subtract the ones. So we all know that in the number, first we have to arrange the bigger number, and after that we have to place the second smaller number, right? So while subtracting, we have to place the number in this way. So in the number 89, the bigger number 89, so there is 9 which is in ones place, right? 9 is a digit which is in ones place, so we have to write 9 or 9, and in the second number, that is 78. In this number 78, 8 is a number, or sorry, 8 is a digit which is present in ones place, right? So it means, what it means? It means we have to subtract 8 from 9. We have to subtract 8 from 9. So first step is subtract the ones. So in the number 89, 9 is a digit which is present in ones place, and from 78, 8 is a digit which is present in ones place. So it means we have to subtract 8 from 9. We have to subtract 8 from 9. So see, this is 9. Sorry, this is 9, right? This is 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So while subtracting 8, so we'll count 8. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have to subtract 8 from 9. So how much remaining? How many fingers are left? Only 1. So from this we come to know that while subtracting 8 from 9, we'll get 1 as a difference, or 1 as a difference. So see, while subtracting two-digit number, first step is subtract the ones. We have to subtract the ones. So in the example 78, while subtracting 78 from 89, we come to know that 89 from 89, 9 is a digit which is present in ones place, right? So in second number, that is 8 is a digit which is in ones place, so we have to subtract the ones. So first, while subtracting 8 from 9, we got 1 as a difference, right? 1 as a difference, so write 1 in a ones column. So write 1 in a ones column. Okay student, now the step 2 is subtract the tens. We have to subtract the tens. So while subtracting the tens, we come to know from the number 89. 8 is a number, 8 is a digit which is present in tens place. 8 is a digit which is present in tens place. Or from the number 78, 7 is a digit which is present in tens place. So from this we come to know that we have to subtract 7 from 8. See, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So 8, we have to subtract 7 from 8. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 7. So we have to subtract 7. So how many remaining? How many fingers are left? Only 1. So only 1. So we come to know that while subtracting 7 from 8, we get 1 as a difference, or we got 1 as a difference, right? So write 1 in a tens column. So write 1 in a tens column. So while subtracting 78 from 89, we got 11 as a difference. 11 as a difference. So while subtracting 78 from 89, we got 11 as a difference. Okay student, so this is the way, or this is a process of subtraction of 2-digit number. Okay student, so we'll see, or we'll solve another example, that is subtract 87 from 99. Now we are going to subtract 87 from 99. We are going to subtract 87 from 99. First step. The first step is subtract the ones, right? Subtract the ones. So first we will make a place value chart and we will place the both numbers pair. So at first we will write 99, because 99 is a bigger number from where we are subtracting 87, right? So in the number 99, 9 is a digit which is present in ones place, right? 9 is a digit which is present in ones place. So subtract the ones. So in second number, that is 87, 7 is 87, right? 87. So 7 is a digit which is present in ones place. So while subtracting 7 from 9, we'll get, how much we'll get? Let's check. Okay, from 9 we have to subtract 7 from 9. So this is 9 and we have to subtract 7, right? This is 7. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So we'll subtract 7 from here. 1 2 3 4 5 5 6 7. So we'll subtract 7. So how many fingers are left? Only 2. That means while subtracting 7 from 9, we'll get, or we got 2 as a difference. So write 2 in a ones column. Okay student, we have to write 2 in a ones column. Okay, the step 2 is subtract the tens. We have to subtract the tens. So we come to know that from the number 99, 9 is a digit which is present in tens place, right? 9 is a digit which is present in tens place. So second step is, so from the second number, that is 87, 8 is a what is 8? 8 is a digit which is present in tens place, right? So from 87 we come to know that 8 is a digit which is present in tens place. So we have to subtract 8 from 9. So See, this is 9. We have to subtract 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is 9. So we have to subtract 8 from 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this all we subtract 8 from 9. So how many left? Only 1. So that means while subtracting 8 from 9, we got or we get 1 as a difference, right? 1 as a difference. So thus 99 while subtracting 78 from 99, while subtracting 78 from 99, we got or will get 21 as a difference. So from these two examples, see, we have to subtract. The first step is we have to subtract. The first step is we have to make place value chart, and we have to place the number there. The bigger number will be in first. We have to write the big number, and at second we have to write the second number. So the first step is subtract the ones. We have to subtract the ones, and the second step is subtract the tens. Okay, student. So I hope you all have understood from these two examples. No, from these three examples, that is the subtraction, the concept of subtraction of two-digit number. Hope so that you all can subtract two-digit number, right? So hope so. Now we are going to learn about properties of subtraction. Okay, student, now we are going to learn about properties of subtraction. The first properties of subtraction is subtracting 0. When 0 is subtracted from a number, the answer is the number itself. For example, first we'll clear this line. Okay, when 0 is subtracted from a number, see, when 0 means nothing. When you subtract nothing from a number, that means 0 means nothing. 0 means 0, that means nothing. When you subtract nothing from a number, then obviously the answer is the number itself, right? So it means when 0 is subtracted from a number, the answer is the number itself. That means you will get the answer, the number itself. Okay, student. See, see, for example, if you have 5 chocolate, and you have not eat the chocolate, or even if you did not give anyone's your chocolate, so it means how many are left? How many chocolates are left with you? 5, right? Because you didn't give anyone, or you even have not take by yourself that chocolate, so it means 0. That means 0 means nothing. That means 5. It means when 0 is subtracted from a number, the answer is the number itself. For example, 3 minus 0 is equals to 3. 3 minus 0 is equals to 3, right? Because 3, you have to subtract nothing from 3. That means the answer is 3 itself, because already said the answer is the number itself. So it means while subtracting 0 with a number from a number, when 0 is subtracted from a number, like in this example we subtract 0 from 3, so the answer is 3. That means when 0 is subtracted from a number, the answer is the number itself. That means when we subtract 0 from a 3, we get the answer is the number itself. That means we get 3 as the answer. That means we get the answer, it's a number itself, right? So the second example, 7 minus 0. 7 minus 0 means you have 7, you have to subtract 0 from 7. That means that means 0 means 0, nothing. That means when you subtract 0 from 7, you will get 7 as an answer, because when 0 is subtracted from a number, when 0 is subtracted from a number, the answer is the number itself. The answer is the number itself. For example, 7 minus 0 is 7. So we get the number as answer itself, right? So the third example is 58 minus 0 equals to 58. 58 minus 0 equals to 58. When you subtract 0 from a number, you will get what you will get? You will get the answer is the number itself, right? So see, in this example, we subtract 0 from 58. While subtracting 0 from 58, we got 58 as an answer. It means when 0 is subtracted from a number, when 0 is subtracted from a number, the answer is the number itself. The answer is the number itself. Okay, student, we learn properties of subtraction. Properties. The first properties of subtraction is subtracting 0. Okay, what will happen while subtracting 0 from a number? We will get the answer is the number itself, right, student? When 0 is subtracted from a number, the answer is the number itself. We will get the answer, the number itself. Okay, student. For example, 3 minus 0 equals to 3, because we are subtracting 0 from 3. So we will get 3 as an answer, because we already said the answer is the number itself. We will find the answer is the number itself. And the second, 7 minus 0. That means second is 7 minus 0 is 7 minus 0 means 7 minus 0, we are subtracting 0 from 7, so we will get 7 as an answer, right, student? Okay, the third example is 58 minus 0. So we are subtracting 0 from 58, so we will get 58 as an answer, because when 0 is subtracted from a number, the answer is the number itself. Okay, student, I hope you understand the first properties of subtraction, that is subtracting 0. Now we are going to learn about the second properties of subtraction, that is subtracting 1 from a number. Okay, we'll see what will happen when we subtract 1 from a number. Okay, student, when 1 is subtracted from a number, when 1 is subtracted from a number, the answer is the number just before. The answer is the number just before. That means when you subtract 1 from a number, when you subtract 1 from a number, the answer is the number that comes just before that number. For example, when you subtract 1 from 4, you will get, I already said the answer is the number that just before that number. For example, 4. Okay, which number will come just before 4? Just before 4, that is 3, right? When you subtract 1 from a number, the answer is the number just before. Okay, student, I hope you all have understood the subtracting 1 from a number. When 1 is subtracted from a number, the answer is the number just before. For example, 4 minus 1. The first example is 4 minus 1. You are subtracting 1 from a 4. So you will get 3 as an answer, because when 1 is subtracted from a number, the answer is the number just before, because we all know that 3 is a number that comes just before 4, right? So when 1 is subtracted from a number, the answer is number just before. Okay, student, now the second example, 45 minus 1. 45 minus 1. 45 minus 1 means 45 minus 1, when 1 is subtracted from a number, when 1 is subtracted from a number, the answer is the number just before. That means which number is just before 45? That is 44, right student? We all know 44 is a number which comes just before 45. So from here we can conclude, we can say that when we subtract 1 from a number, the answer is always the number just before. Okay student, now let's see another example. 88 minus 1. 88, when we subtract 1 from 88, the answer is 87, because we all know that 87 is a number which comes just before 88, right student? 87 is the number that comes just before 88, right student? So from here we can say that when 1 is subtracted from a number, the answer is the number just before. The answer is the number just before. Okay, now for example, when you subtract 1 from 4, you will get 3 as an answer, because we all know 3 is a number that comes just before 4, right student? 3 is a number that comes just before 4. Okay, now the second example, that is 45 minus 1 equals to 44, because we all know 44 is the number that comes just before 45, because when 1 is subtracted from a number, the answer is the number just before. See, and the last example is when 1 is subtracted from 88. When 1 is subtracted from 88, we will get 87, because when 1 is subtracted from a number, the answer is the number just before. We all know that 87 is the number that comes just before 88, right student? 87 is the number that comes just before 88. Okay student, we learn that the second properties of addition, that is subtracting 1 from a number. When 1 is subtracted from a number, the answer is the number that comes just before that number. Okay student, I hope you all understood the concept of subtracting 1 from a number. So we'll move to next topic. Okay student. Okay, now the last or third properties of subtraction. Subtracting a number from itself. That means you have to subtract the number from itself. That means when a number is subtracted from itself, when the same numbers are subtracted from each other, the answer is always 0. The answer is always 0. Just tell me how you will get the answer is 0, because you are subtracting same thing from same thing. That means you are subtracting same number from each other. If you subtract 9 with 9, then you will get, obviously you will get 0. See, this is 8. When you subtract 8 from 8, you will get 0 as an answer, right? So subtracting a number from itself, when a number is subtracted from itself, the answer is always 0. The answer is always 0. For example, 4 minus 4. That means you are subtracting 4 from 4. So while subtracting 4 from 4, we will get 0. Obviously 0, because we are subtracting same number from each other. So we will get 0. That means when a number is subtracted from itself, the answer is always 0. The answer is always 0. For example, 4, when you subtract 4 with 4, when you subtract 4 from 4, so you will get 0 as an answer. Okay student, when we subtract the number from itself, the answer is always 0. So if you get sometime the question like you have to subtract same number, so you can easily write that 0, because while subtracting same number from same number we will get 0. Okay student, now the second example is 55. minus 55. 55 minus 55. That means 55 minus 55 is 0, because we are subtracting 55 from 55. We are subtracting 55 from 55. That means while subtracting 55 from 55, there will no, that means nothing will remain there, right? So we can write 0. Okay student, see, while you subtract 10 from 10, when you subtract 10 from 10, that means nothing is remain, so you can easily write 0. So subtracting a number from itself, when a number is subtracted from itself, the answer is always 0. The answer is always 0. And the third example is 68 minus 68. 68. We are subtracting 68 from 68. That means we are subtracting same number or subtracting a number from itself. It means 0, right? When a number is subtracted from itself, the number is always 0. Okay student, this is an example of the third properties, that is subtracting a number from itself. When number is subtracted from itself, the answer is always 0. Okay student, and see, at last we learn properties of subtraction. Properties of subtraction. The first properties of subtraction is subtracting 0. In subtracting 0, when we subtract 0 from a number, the answer is the number itself. The answer is the number itself. For example, when you subtract 0 from 4, you will get 4 as an answer. So you are getting the answer is the number itself, right student? And the second properties of subtraction is subtracting 1 from a number. Subtracting 1 from a number. Okay, so in subtracting 1 from a number, when 1 is subtracted from a number, the answer, when 1 is subtracted from a number, the answer is the number just before. The answer is the number just before. Okay student, for example, when you subtract 1 from 3, you will get 2, because we all know that 2 is a number that comes just before 3, right student? Okay, so the third properties of subtraction is subtracting a number from itself. Subtracting a number from itself. When a number is subtracted from itself, the answer is always 0. The answer is always 0. For example, when you subtract 20 from 20, when you subtract 20 from 20, the answer is 0, because we all know that when a number is subtracted from itself, the answer is always 0. Okay student, in the whole chapter we learn the introduction of subtraction. Subtraction means to take away, or it is a process of finding the difference between two numbers or quantity, right student? Okay, after that we learn the subtraction of two-digit number through many examples, right student? Hope so you all understood this chapter, or the subtraction, the introduction of subtraction, and the subtraction of two-digit number, and at last we learn properties of subtraction. Hope so you all have understood this all topics, that is introduction of subtraction, and after that subtraction of two-digit number, and the last one is properties of subtraction. Hope so